Good morning, guys. It's Jen from The Lazy Crafter. Now today we are going to talk about how to use laminate over plain adhesive to give it a bit of extra sparkle. It is a really easy technique. I know I say that about everything, but it actually is a really easy technique, and you can do it either by hand or with a laminating machine. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is we've got a cutting here of our 3M50 series dark red permanent adhesive, and we've got a piece of snowflake. It's called laminate, but it's like a really thin contact adhesive. So we've got both of those guys. Now, because we're using our Joy Boy today, I've just trimmed some down to fit the mat. So the process is exactly the same if you are using your Maker 3, Explorer 2, Explorer 3, doesn't really matter. So we're going to do this by hand, and then I'll show you how to do it in the laminator if you'd prefer to do it that way. I don't really think it's necessary to use a laminator, but that is, of course, up to you. So what we're going to do is just peel this little corner here off, and we're going to pop it onto the corner of our adhesive. I have stuck it onto the mat. That's only to keep the adhesive in place so it doesn't blow away. But I've just got one of our scrapers here, and literally all I'm doing is just scraping it onto the adhesive. It goes on really easily, really nice. Pretty simple. So that's the result we've come up with so far. Now we're going to run it through our machine. You can just sort of, any little bumps you get, you can just work out. There is a couple of little bubbles in this which we can pop if we want. We've got our weeding pen. We can just have a little pop, and then you can work it out with your scraper. This is a large one. The ones we sell in store cost about, I don't know, $2 or $3. So that's what we want to do. We want to put our laminate on first, and then we're going to feed it into our machine and cut something out of it, and I will show you the result in a moment. Okay, so we've got our Joy loaded up, where I'm just running it off my iPhone today. So we're just going to load it. That didn't load properly. I'm just going to unload it because that pulled in on an angle. I don't know if anyone saw that. Unload. I'm just going to load it again quickly. If it lets me. There we go, that's better. Okay. So we're just going to cut this on premium vinyl today with no extra pressure, just on default setting. And I've got a little Merry Christmas. I've got a little Merry Christmas. I know you guys can't see this, kind of half bauble type of affair that we're going to cut out. And I'll show you the end result once it's done. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this or not with the ring light on, but I've just cut a little Merry Christmas out. So what we're going to do is weed like we normally would. Just gently, gently, gently. And I like to weed the outside first, but that's just me. And then we can pick our little Santa Claus out and his little sleigh and his reindeer. I think we lost a tiny bit there. That's okay, I'll put that back in a sec. Actually, no, I'm not going to. So we've got our reindeer and his sleigh, and then we're just going to pick out the Merry Christmas. Now this is just cut on the regular setting that you would use, the regular vinyl setting, and it's cut really beautifully. Got a little bit there we need to pop back in, that's okay. So I will finish this off and then I will transfer it onto something, and I'll show you guys the finished result with this snowflake laminate. Okay, so we've got our little design here all weeded with our beautiful snowflake laminate over the top. So what we're going to do is just drop a bit of transfer tape over it. Now I like to use the R tape personally, but that's just me. Now we can give it a little rub if you like. You don't really probably need to, but what we are going to do to make our lives easier, we're going to flip it over and peel the back off. So I always suggest kind of peeling your adhesive onto the transfer tape rather than expecting your transfer tape to pick up your adhesive. So sometimes, you know, it's a little bit tricky, but this is a reasonably intricate design. Well, I'll just pop this bit out. And you kind of just want to make sure it all goes onto your transfer tape rather than, like I said, trying to get your transfer tape to peel the adhesive off. Because what you want is transfer tape that's sticky enough to pick up, well, sticky enough to have the adhesive on it, but not sticky enough that it's not going to stick to whatever you're trying to transfer it onto. So see, I'm just pushing all this so it sticks onto our transfer. But I do like this stuff because it's not super tacky. I want my 3M to be the stickiest thing on there, basically. There we go. Beautiful. Just got to pop that little bit back on there. Okay, now I'll just fix this. What did I have to fix up? Oh, this little S. So I'm just going to gently fix that up with my weeding pen. Okay, and now all I'm going to do with this guy, because I don't actually have a job for it, I'm just going to stick it onto this piece of card. And see, our transfer isn't so tacky that it starts ripping the card off, and I love that about it. But you could use this in card making or, you know, anything you wanted to have a little bit of extra sass. But I think that's super cool. And that's it, all done. Okay, so that's how easy it is. Pretty simple process just to add that little bit of extra pizzazz. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.